In the vast and ancient deserts of Scripture lies the story of a woman whose name is seldom spoken from pulpits, yet whose tears were caught by the hand of God. Her name was Hagar, a servant, a foreigner, a woman caught in circumstances beyond her control. And yet her journey bears witness to a truth as eternal as the stars above. God sees, God hears, and God does not forget. To understand Hagar's story, we must begin with another, that of Abraham and Sarah. Once named Abram and Sarai, they were chosen by God to become the parents of a great nation. But time passed, and the promise seemed slow to arrive. Sarah, barren and aging, made a decision, one born not of malice, but of desperation. She offered her Egyptian maidservant Hagar to her husband, and Hagar, though she had no voice in the matter, became part of their story. When Hagar conceived, the household shifted. Tension thickened, jealousy grew. Sarah's pain and insecurity turned to harsh treatment, and Hagar fled into the wilderness, pregnant, alone, and unseen. But it was there, in the desolate place, that God found her. The Bible tells us in Genesis 16, the angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring in the desert. She wasn't searching for him, but he came for her. Not in a temple, not in a palace, but in her flight, in her fear. And he called her by name. He said, "Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going?" It was not a question of geography, but of identity and purpose. The encounter was brief, but powerful. The angel gave her a promise. She would bear a son, Ishmael, meaning God hears. And though her journey would still be difficult, she would not walk it alone. And Hagar did something no one else in Scripture had done before. She named God. She called him El Roi, the God who sees me. And she said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." Years passed. She bore Ishmael. But when Isaac, the child of promise, was born to Sarah, the household trembled again. And once more, Hagar and her son were cast out. With only a skin of water and bread, she wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water was gone and all hope faded, Hagar placed her son under a bush and walked away. Not because she didn't love him, but because she couldn't bear to watch him die. And then, in the silence of despair, God called out to her again. "Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying." He opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. He sustained them. He was faithful. And Ishmael would become a great nation, just as God had promised. Hagar's story is one of heartbreak, injustice, and survival. But more than that, it is a testament to divine compassion, to a God who sees the forgotten, who hears the cries of the voiceless, who meets us in the wilderness and calls us by name. You may feel invisible. You may be wandering. But Hagar's story whispers hope. You are not unseen. You are not unheard. You are not unloved. Because El Roi, the God who saw Hagar, still sees you.